Hello, and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are currently playing through CODA. As you can probably guess from the music, everything is still terrible. So Haruki got a phone call, which he decided to answer in Kazusa's apartment, congratulating him on his engagement to Setsuna. Kazusa overheard and cried a lot. And now, here we are again. So, let's continue from here. It's been an hour since then. Kazusa has finally calmed down and is now breathing peacefully in her sleep. While gazing at her swollen eyelids, I think about the tough battle awaiting me from tomorrow onward. A crack has appeared in the dam. If things go on like this, it'll break down sooner or later. I have to do something. I have to come up with a solution until Kazusa wakes up. So I can't allow myself to sleep today. I have to keep thinking until dawn about a way to make Kazusa happy. I can't fall asleep. There are stories of charms being broken the moment one falls asleep. These tales are widespread in both the West and the East. That's why. And then, the creator of these tales toys with us, as if to mock my apprehensions. The moment I came to, I had already committed my fatal mistake. During those mere 30 minutes of sleep, Kazusa had disappeared.
ここで会うのは1週間ぶりかしらね。
It was a turbulent day. I couldn't reach Yoko-san's phone throughout the morning, so I had to go ask Kudo-san and even Hamada-san to find out her whereabouts. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when Yoko-san finally called me, but the place she was in at the time was...
それで、何から話せばいいかしら。
まずは、あなたの今の状態を。
It was the same hospital room she was in a week ago. They told me she wasn't there when I asked in the morning. She must have been transferred there from an emergency hospital at a later time. In other words, we were back to square one. No, we were actually in an even worse situation.
あら、この後に及んでも私のことを優先してくれるの？
当たり前です。辛くないですか？こうして俺と話してて大丈夫なんですか？
別に悪くなってないわよ。一進一退といったところ。
今すぐどうこうってことはないんですね。
ちょっと貧血気味なだけよ。ベッドで休んで点滴受けたから今は平気。
Perhaps remembering the fact that light-hearted chatter doesn't work on me, Yoko-san doesn't try to dodge the question.
ただ、大したことないのに救急車呼んじゃったから、しばらくはこうしてなきゃいけないけどね。
それって。
何しろカズサは、私がこうなるのを初めて見たから、パニックになっちゃってね。
Oh boy, Kazusa, what a horrible day for Kazusa. I don't care how Haruki's feeling right now. Honestly, I don't care. Kazusa, what a terrible day.
ごめん、ギターくん。私、あの子の目の前で倒れちゃった。
Kazusa couldn't endure being endlessly hurt by me, so she broke away from my supervision and returned to Yoko-san. That was during the morning when Yoko-san was asleep with the help of pills. And due to the short notice, she had no time to adjust her condition, nor to pretend that she was fine.
せっかくあなたが頑張って隠し通そうとしてくれたのに、どうやら台無しにしてしまったみたいね。
Maybe it's for the better though, honestly.
俺のせいです。
I was supposed to be Kazusa's anchor back then, and I was naive enough to think that I had calmed her down. That's when I carelessly fell asleep. If anything, I fiercely provoked Kazusa's feelings. I was the one responsible for tearing off the chains of her anchor. It all had to happen at such a vital moment. At this point, I can't describe myself with anything else but pure vitriol.
罰かしらね。自分の娘を騙そうとした。
それも俺のせいです。あいつを騙そうって考えたのも、陽子さんにそうさせたのも。
So at this point, you decide, yeah, we shouldn't have done that. We have to go apologize, and then you move on. That's what you have to do.
あなた、ちょっと自分で背負い込もうとしすぎよ。たかが昔の男が親よりもしゃしゃり出てくるのはどうなのよ。
すいません。
そこで謝るのも確信犯よね。私が巻き込んだことに文句一つ言わずに。
そこまで言うなら、お互い様ってことで。
そうね。落としどころはその辺にしておきましょうか。
If Yoko-san is being punished for deceiving her own daughter, then I should be punished for hurting the person precious to me. How about you should be punished for constantly hurting both people precious to you over and over again, and lying to your friends, lying to everybody, literally. I don't think Haruki's gone like a day in this game without lying.
それで、カズサは
どこに行ったかは知らない。でも多分、前よりも簡単に見つかると思うわ。しばらくは立ち上がる気力も失ってたもの。
陽子さん、俺はどうすればいいんですか？
私がどうすればいいか教えてくれたら、その質問に答えてあげるわ。
This isn't about accepting my punishment. It's just that the fact that there's a deep wound in Kazusa's heart is paining my heart too.
とりあえず前回と同じ薬を投与しといて、で目覚めたら僕に直接連絡して。
精密検査の方は？
ああ、それも僕が診断してからにする。とにかく今日はずっとこっちに詰めてるから。
ちょっと待ってくれよ。これ一体どういうことなんだよ。
ああ、大丈夫大丈夫。お母さん少し安静にしてたらすぐ退院できるから。
なんでみんなこんなに分かってるんだよ。
病室で騒がないでください。患者さんが起きてしまいますから。
まあ落ち着いて。こういうのは大げさに見えるけどよくあることなんだから。
よくあるってどういうことだよ。母さん何度もこうなったことあるのか。
お静かに。
カズサちゃんだっけ。ちょっと喫茶室でお茶でもしようか。
母さんは平気だよね。ただの貧血なんだよな。
とにかく落ち着こう。今はお母さんを休ませてあげようね。
でも
今は眠ってるだけだ。平気だよ。さ僕と一緒に。
自分の孫と同じぐらいの娘を引っ掛けようとするな。相変わらずあんたは。
母さん。
陽子ちゃ
ん。なんだかまたいらぬ世話をかけたみたいね。でももう大丈夫だから。ありがとう、ドリ君。
しかし君の体のことは。
娘と二人きりにしてちょうだい。私から話すから。
Honestly, probably for the better.
母さん。
That's hard. That's hard. That's not just some boy being an idiot. There's nothing anyone can do at that point.
と、まあそんなところ。カズさん、
冗談だろ。
ええ、超悪質な冗談よ。といえば、今からでもあなたは信じてくれる？
そんな。なんで今。なんだよ。
本人よりショック受けられても困るのよね。あくまでも症状が出たのは私の方なんだから。
あんた約束したよな。娘より先に死なないって言ったよな。
人生基本的には先送りよ。そんなことを本気で信じてる方が痛いんじゃない？人間死ぬ時はあっけないもんよ。私だって今まで何度もそういうの見てきたし。そりゃまあ病気になったのも、それをあなたに知られたのも不本意ではあるけれど。
Oh, Kazusa. God, I hate this.
でも知られてしまった以上は少しでも前向きに捉えないとね。あなたもいざって時のこと覚悟しておいた方が。ちょっとカズさん。あなたは
長生きするって言ったじゃないか。私のために体に気をつけるって。なのに
I'm failing the don't cry challenge. Because it's so much worse, right? I'll calm down, don't worry. It's so much worse than the Haruki situation because at least during those kinds of scenes, I can be mad. You know, you can be mad at what's happening. You can say he is such a crappy person. There's someone to blame, but in a situation like this, you can't blame. It's an illness. There's nothing you can do to prevent, your parent. It just sucks.
どうしたらいいんだよ。何もなくなっちゃったじゃないか。下がるもの一日で全部なくしちゃったじゃないか。
ああ、ごめん。よし。ほら、こっちおいで。まったく、あなたが赤ん坊の時だってこんなことしなかったわよ。まあ、しなかったからこそこんな子に育っちゃったんだけどね。ごめん、カズさん。このまますぐ死んだら確かに早すぎるけど、安心なさい。そんなに簡単にはくたばらないから。
本当？
一応これでも100まで生きるつもりだしね。
It was such a cute and horrible promise to make.
また裏切ったりしないよな。そんなこと信じるのは痛いとか言わないよな。
あー、さっきは言い過ぎたわ。ごめん。
一緒にいてくれるんだ。母さんだけはずっと一緒に。
カズさん、
帰ろう。コンサート終わらせて早くウィーンに帰ろうよ。家でゆっくり寝てればすぐに治るよ。そして治ったらまたピアノ弾こう。私これからは母さんの面倒も見るからさ。そうだ、一緒にコンサート開くなんてのもいいな。連弾とかしたことないよな、私たち。
Oh god, that's so cute. I hate it. It's so cute.
私も母さんの添え物って言われないようにもっと腕を上げないとな。これからはコンサートもコンクールももっとたくさん出て。
カズさん、
頑張って頑張って、いつかあんたと並び立つくらいに。いや、超えてみせるからさ。だからずっと私のものすごく高い目標で、呆れるくらい強い敵で。
カズさん。
Don't you start crying too, because then there'll be 3 people crying at the same time, and that's not good.
もう隠し事はしないわ。あなたをこれ以上欺きたくないから。
母さん、
ごめんなさい、カズさん。でも
やめろ、やめて。
私の冒険はここまでよ。
God, poor Kazusa. And poor Yoko-san, like, holy crap. Facing your own morality. I don't even know what the expression is. My brain is just... my brain is in a funk. It's horrible. And then, like I said, there's nobody to be mad at. That's what makes it so hard. The only thing you can feel is just sadness and pity. And that sucks. And now here we are, and like, who's Kazusa's knight in shining armor, you know? And I'll have you know, if I wasn't recording, I'd be bawling my eyes out, so I'm gonna do my very best, and we're gonna continue and see how things go from here. The sun had already set when I left through the after-hours entrance. Now the cold winter wind blows against my face without mercy. Looking at the clock, I can see it's well past 10 p.m. Come to think of it, it's well past visiting hours. It seems that the hospital gave me special treatment in more ways than one. I leave the hospital grounds and step onto the Hojo University campus. Since it's nighttime during the exam period, there isn't anyone else around. Despite that, there are still some illuminated windows in the school buildings. They indicate that more than just exams are closing in, but also the deadlines for the bachelor's and master's theses. I recall spending countless nights under those lights too.
じゃあさ、
朝ごはん食べに行くときに起こして。おやすみ。
I was just thinking about Chiaki too. Her curled up in that dumb sleeping bag overnight. I seem to remember a strange caterpillar always hanging around my feet, though. A classmate who brought her sleeping bag to the lab, even though she never actually bothered to write her thesis. She did successfully make it to the 4th year, but I started seeing her less and less after that. I never saw her at the graduation ceremony either. Now that I mention it, I do believe I once ran into her in the streets after I got employed. She had become unbelievably beautiful during the time I hadn't seen her. No, she was probably exceptional to begin with. When I asked her how she was doing, she avoided the question by suddenly licking my ear before disappearing into the crowd with cackling laughter. That's Chiaki for you, adorable and silly. And before I knew it, I had 2 tickets for a play in my pocket. They were platinum tickets for a troupe even I knew about. I have absolutely no clue what she was trying to tell me, but I suppose that was proof that she hadn't changed one bit.
ねえ、春樹。私はね、本当はあんたの思いの深さを知ってるよ。物語にしても遜色のないあんたたちの綺麗な思いを知ってるよ。
I miss Chiaki. I miss Chiaki's route. It was turbulent, but it wasn't this turbulent.
ここまで引っ張ったんだ。どうせなら最後まで突っ走って綺麗な物語を綺麗なまま完結させてほしいな。
Back then, she was a precious female friend to me, someone who I didn't really see as a woman. At times, she'd say something strangely clever, making me wonder sometimes whether she truly knew everything about me. Izumi. Right now, I'm suffering because my feelings are as deep as you've described them to me. To be and to me, I guess. And I'm unable to produce a beautiful ending to this supposedly wonderful story just like you hoped I could. Tell me, Izumi, what did you know about me back then? And right now, do you know exactly what it is I should do? But the beauty of that story that she was writing was that she didn't know what anybody was gonna do. Everybody always exceeded or deceived her expectations. Nobody behaves in the way that she would have thought. That's what makes life so beautiful. You can't expect what other people are gonna do always. And for better or worse, that's what makes it fun. Looking at the clock, I see it's almost 11 p.m. Since I'm walking so slowly, and also immersing myself in nostalgic memories, it took me a whole 30 minutes just to leave the university grounds. The cold wind chills me to my core like always, making me loathe the idea of staying in this place. But I also know that my thoughts will grow dull the moment I think about where to go instead. Yoko-san said she had a clue about where Kazusa is, and I have a good idea about where that place is myself. But I don't have the determination to go there right now. Because I still don't know what will happen once she comes out to the world. That's why I can't knock on her door just yet. I need to make my resolve about everything by the next time I meet her. Not about our plans for the coming 2 weeks. Not about what I'll do until her concert in Japan is over. It must be about the rest of Kazusa's life and my own life. About where I'll live, about who I'll live with. I can't go see her until I've fully made my resolve. And thank God for that, because this is what really He should have known this for so long. He had already made this resolve with Setsuna and then broke it. Toma Yoko's death as a pianist. Given that Kazusa admired her and viewed her as her rival, it's not something she can ever bring herself to fully accept. Because Kazusa never had her eyes on anything else. To one day surpass Toma Yoko while she was still in her prime is a direct confrontation. To be able to sneer at her own mother, for them to insult each other, honor each other, hug each other, and cry together. Her aim was so focused on that specific goal that it might be accurate to call it her final goal as a pianist. But today, the summit Kazusa aimed for vanished without warning. It's closed already. This restaurant really has no interest in making money during nighttime, just like always. Though there really is no need to complain about that. Because I'm not actually hungry. Also, this place is located on the way home, so I didn't waste my time coming here. I just thought that perhaps...
お店の前で陰気な顔して突っ立ってないでください。他のお客さんが逃げちゃいます。
I miss...
そんな顔はキッチンの中でしててください。たまには。
I miss Koharu so much. I miss her like whipping Haruki into shape. God, it was less heartbreaking. God, it was just high school drama. That's all it was. I miss that. Someone might be here to cheer me up. Without any good reason, I might have led myself to believe something so convenient. The junior who started working here without a choice so she could pay for her graduation trip. With a naturally over-serious, diligent, and fearless attitude, she managed to take over the reins of the restaurant before we knew it, and became someone absolutely vital to the restaurant in a mere 3 months. Eventually, the other employees begged her to stay after she graduated, which she did. And soon after, she became the poster girl for the restaurant, attracting dozens of repeat customers. I came here 2 or 3 times after I got employed, but she just lectured me with a sulky expression, just like old times. Come to think of it, Setsuna, who was with me at the time, muttered something on the way home.
あの子、まだ春樹くんのこと好きだよ、きっと。
Oh, poor Koharu. God. I have no clue what gave her that idea. I was just some good-for-nothing guy in her eyes, but that was precisely the reason she could never let me out of her sight.
先輩のことを知るためです。自分にとってわからない人でいてほしくないから。私の近くにいる以上、そういう態度は改めてもらわないと困ります。気になるからです。先輩に興味を持ってしまうからです。
She was a troublesome junior who would poke her nose into the business of anyone, regardless of who they were. No. The weaker the person was, the more invasive she became. I wonder what she'd do if Kazusa appeared in front of her. Well, since she's a mini you, she would definitely try to solve all her problems. There's actually a good doujin about that. It's very sweet. She ends up meeting up with Kazusa in Vienna and talking through her problems with her. Kazusa might be a stranger to her, but would Koharu be able to ignore her when she's lost all faith and everything precious to her? Sugiura Koharu. What would you think if you met Kazusa? You, who are widely regarded as being similar to me.
あの子はピアノを愛してる。けど、私みたいに人生そのものじゃなかった。
If one were to ask Yoko-san, then she isn't someone who can live as long as she has her piano. She's not such a pure musician.
あの子はピアノを愛してる。だって弾いている間だけは愛する人と触れ合えたから。
That's the thing. It's how she got attention from her mom. It's how she tried to express her feelings to Haruki back during introductory chapter and before introductory chapter. It became a crutch to her, honestly.
それって陽子さんの。
まあ確かに私もあの子の世界の中の数少ない住人ではあったでしょうね。けどもちろん今の例えは私のことじゃないわよ。
Reality is terribly harsh, and it's terribly lenient on me. That's why Yoko-san didn't try to hide her irritation about my indecisiveness.
そうやってピアノを弾いている間だけ触れ合える人たちがいたから、あの子は毎日飽きもせずに弾き続けていただけ。
Someone who does exist in reality, but can only be met in her fantasies. Someone who'd be by her side and guide her. Even when fantasy and reality are put together, only a few people comprise her entire world.
けど厄介なことに、あの子は私ほどピアノが好きじゃないくせに、私より才能だけはありやがったのよね。
She played the piano without rest every single day, just so she could communicate with a small number of people. In a twist of irony, her exceptional talent led those performances to be accepted worldwide.
そんなあの子が自分の道を自分で見つけられるか。
That's why, even if she still has her piano, if there is no one she can communicate with through those sounds, then there might not be any purpose in it at all.
2番線、本日最終電車になります。お乗り遅れのないようお願いします。
Alright, so we made it. We did it. I didn't have to stop the recording. I didn't cry that hard. I'm gonna count that one as a win. So, thank you so much for being here with me for this chapter of CODA, and I will see you on the next part shortly. So until then, hope you take care. See you!